Hello, Tar Heel Nation. Welcome back to another episode of UNC Hoops Talk podcast. This is your host, Dan DeWitt. That's right. We got two podcasts in 1 week. You know what that means. College basketball is here. We're ready to go. If you have not listened to the last episode, it was my overview of the entire schedule season as best I could in this crazy times, in these COVID times. But this time we get to actually talk about games and preview. We're going to preview the Charleston game, preview the Maui Invitational / Asheville Invitational, who we're going to match up against and all that good stuff, times and things like that. So thank you for joining. As always, I encourage you to subscribe, leave a review wherever you're listening, watching this, and make sure we're connected on Twitter, Instagram, email, whatever it may be. Let's chat and let's get this college basketball season started right, as hopefully the Tar Heels will, as we transition here into our first game, College of Charleston. I don't know if this was some kind of thank you for them giving us not giving us, but allowing us to take Christian Keeling from them last year as a grad transfer, even though he had his ups and downs. But yeah, they come to Chapel Hill. This will be Wednesday, the 25th. We're 5 days away. As I record this, it's the 20th. So, it's going to be on ACC Network at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Set your DVRs. Make sure you're set, ready to go. Eat a little bit early if you're on the East Coast. As me, I'll probably be eating dinner during this, or at least feeding my kids during this. But, man, I'm so excited. A lot of question marks. I don't know really anything about College of Charleston, besides that's where we got Christian Keeling from. I don't know what they're going to be like. It's a team that we should win with the talent we have. But obviously, as I talked about in the last podcast, we're young, especially in the backcourt. It was announced that Anthony Harris will not play this first game. And for me, Roy says he's not back to doing full court stuff, not doing 5-on-5 stuff yet. So to me, it could be 2-3 weeks yet before he kind of gets back. Because once he does get to be going 5-on-5, he's going to have to get into a little bit of shape at least, and just kind of work his way back in their stamina and confidence-wise, getting his knee underneath him, making sure he knows that he can jump and play and make all those cuts and stuff without injuring. Remember, he's coming off of 2 ACLs now, one in the senior year of his high school and now last year after playing just 5 games. So we're not going to be able to count on him right away. It's going to be these young guys. We got, more than likely, Caleb Love, RJ Davis starting in the backcourt. Leaky Black gives us a little bit of that leadership. And then we got Andrew Platek. We got Puff Johnson, another freshman. Curran Walton, another freshman. So as it's a team that we should beat and a game we should win, you never know what happens those first games. Remember way back when Ray Felton couldn't play the first game against Santa Clara, we had Quentin Thomas start for us. We ended up losing that game. I believe there was another kind of opener with a freshman point guard that we lost. Someone will remind me of it, I think, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. So, yeah, game we should win. It's going to be a little bit different, obviously. On the Inside Carolina podcast, Adam and Jones talked to Bubba Cunningham about kind of fans. They're first making sure that they can play the games. Then it's some media and families. And then they said, obviously the students were probably off campus. I guess I think they're off campus this week already, the end of this week or today or something. It's the last day of finals. So they should be off campus, but they're pretty much looking at the players and staff, people that need to be there, media, family members, and then students, but without students being there. So this is going to be an empty Dean Smith Center. Kind of crazy. We'll see what kind of music or crowd noise they kind of put in. But that's our first game. It'll be great because we have not seen Late Night with Roy. We have not heard about scrimmages. We have not seen an exhibition. So this is like, besides a few clips on social media, this is our first look at the freshmen and the team as a whole. So really exciting. And again, like I said last time, kind of a little anxious to see them play. And hopefully we come out and take care of business as we need to in this short season. Every game counts that much more. But then from there, we move to the Maui Invitational, or really the Asheville Invitational this year, as it's played in Asheville, North Carolina. As much as it is in North Carolina, not much of a home crowd. Again, I don't know if they've made an announcement about fans at the Maui Invitational, but obviously it's not going to be a full house. It's not going to be all North Carolina fans, anything like that. So We play UNLV on November 30th. It's a Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So kind of going through the bracket, the top bracket has Davidson against Texas, and that's 11 a.m. tip on that 30th. And then Indiana and Providence will tip off at 1:30. Well, sorry, I'm saying my time now. It's going to be noon Eastern for the tip for the Texas Davidson game. 2:30 Eastern for Providence, Indiana. And obviously these can be adjusted by overtime or just taking longer and whatnot. Obviously, with COVID times now, it's going to probably take longer to clean the gym in between teams playing. I'm guessing they're going to have more protocols of making sure it's clean and stuff. And then kind of the bottom half where we will play UNLV at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Stanford, Alabama will play at 9:30 Eastern following us. And then depending when we win or lose the next day, if we win, we will play at, I'm guessing this goes right. But as we win, we go to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if we lose, it would be 8:30 p.m. Eastern, or 9:30 Eastern. Sorry. Trying to read this how it is on the schedule. But so yeah, obviously we play Stanford, Alabama that second game. UNLV, a team we've struggled with a little bit. Again, a team we should win this year. They have a second year head coach, I believe there. He came from South Dakota State over to UNLV. Again, don't know a ton about them, but I know that we should win. But I also know that we have struggled with them. Again, different players. Second game there is pretty interesting. Stanford, obviously they got Zaire Williams. They got him over us. Jared Haas, Roy's assistant. He did actually lose to them. Was that UAB or was that Stanford? I think it was when he was at UAB. They came into Chapel Hill and beat us. So obviously he knows the playbook. And then he does have a top recruit there. I believe they have one other guy that's kind of up for the Naismith, or his name is on the Naismith watch list as well. And then Alabama, Nate Oates has been doing pretty good. A team that likes to run. So obviously we know we play pretty well against teams that want to run. But they got a nice point guard there as well. So that second game, again, we should beat UNLV. We should beat Stanford, Alabama as well. But that second game, I think, is kind of interesting to keep an eye out on that Tuesday. And then if other tournaments or some other marquee game there that they didn't want it at prime time at 7, 8 Eastern, 9 o'clock Eastern, something like that. So yeah, but that's our schedule there for the Maui Invitational. Other games to kind of watch there: Indiana, obviously big name, hasn't produced lately, but I think Archie's got to get it going there to not lose his fan base. They should beat Providence. Texas, Davidson, I think could be interesting. Texas is ranked. I don't know what they're ranked at, but that could be interesting. Davidson's got a little shooter there that is a senior now and is going to want to prove himself. We've gone through North Carolina, Stanford, Alabama. The problem with this is obviously being in North Carolina, people are like, oh, North Carolina should win. We're going to be the top ranked team. I believe we're higher than Texas. So we're kind of expected to win this game. But again, that I cannot emphasize enough. I worry about our backcourt being so young. Obviously, we got experience in the front court. We got depth in the front court. But somebody's got to get them the ball. And obviously, we got talent there. We just got to mesh, and they got to do what Roy Williams wants them to do. We've seen, obviously Kobe White come in and flourish, even though it did still take him a little bit of time to get going. But we've also seen freshman point guards come in and kind of struggle under Roy Williams. So, again, we do have, KJ Smith behind them that's played some. Leaky has played some, could slide over, but that's not going to be ideal for us. Our ideal is going to be Caleb Love running the show. And so, again, it'll be interesting to see if he can do that and how it looks. Obviously, we're all excited and ready to get going, and hopefully nothing affects these games. We're so close here. Like, I can feel it. I can taste it. We don't want anything to come up to where games get postponed, moved around, or even canceled and all that good stuff. So, yeah, we got some games here we're going to actually be able to watch on TV. Remember, College of Charleston game will be on ACC Network at 6 p.m. Eastern time this coming Wednesday. And then the following Monday, the 30th, we got UNLV at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And then as long as we win, I believe we'll be on ESPN there going forward against Alabama, Stanford, and then possibly Texas there, Indiana, something, another big name team at least. We'll see how they're playing. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting season to see kind of how it all comes together and evolves, and how teams are playing, and if teams have to be quarantined for a couple weeks, how that affects them and how they're playing. And yeah, it's going to be a crazy season, but let's strap ourselves in. Let's get going. Let's unite Tar Heel Nation. That's what this podcast here is for. And I just thank you for listening. I hope you'll join in and make sure we're connected. I got to get back on Twitter a lot more, but obviously games are a good time to do that. Hope you'll join me there. Instagram as well, I'm really bad at, so need to improve there. But I will see any messages if you message me there, and let's chat about the Tar Heels. Let's chat about college basketball and everything going on. Let's just make sure we're connected and get through this season and have a good time. So again, I encourage you guys to subscribe. We are going to be more regular now. I don't know if I'm going to guarantee every week. Next week, I probably won't have one now because I've done the games through Thanksgiving. Pretty much we end or actually after Thanksgiving even. Our first game is the day before, and then the Maui Invitation the week after. So next week there won't be a podcast, but following up that Maui Invitational will be a podcast that week. Looking back at these 4 games now, looking ahead to the Iowa game. And yeah, we're going to be a lot more regular here. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you're tuned in, and tell other Tar Heel fans, tell your friends, family as you gather around Thanksgiving, let them know about the podcast, and let's get the word out there. And again, unite Tar Heel Nation. That's my goal here. And that's all I really want to do. And I just thank you guys for the support that I've had thus far. So I believe that's all I got here. We'll tune in. We'll be watching on Wednesday, College of Charleston, see our freshmen go, and then we'll come back and talk about it after the Maui Invitational. But that is all I got right now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time, go Heels.